Okay, I thought I'd show you guys what the stitch part of stitch and glue boat construction is all about. This is my colobri. I'm going to give you a close-up first of all of the stitch. So this is the finished product of the stitching process. As you can see, there's a small hole drilled in this edge, about a ½ inch away from the edge of the bottom of the panel, and there's also a hole in the bottom or the floor of the panel, and these have been sewn together with a piece of steel wire. These are the tools that you need: a couple of wrenches, needle nose, make it a little bit easier than the blunt nose, and a piece of steel wire. This is that wire. This is 18 gauge galvanized steel, and you need a piece about 6 inches long to do the stitches that join the floor and the side panels. So I'm going to show you that process. And here is a finished stitch on the right and a stitch that we're going to work on now on the left there. I'm going to zoom in on it. Let's see if I can get this wire to go inside. And just slide it in about halfway. There we go. Now let's look on the other side inside the boat. And there it is, right there at the back of the pliers. Now I'm going to switch views a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to take this wire and we're going to shape it so we can get it down into this hole, which is in the floor of the boat. So I'll curve this wire a little bit just by bending the end of it down successively, a little bit farther and farther from the end, until I've got it into a position where I can take that, and I'm using my left hand on the outside of the boat to pull this back a little bit. And now I'll position this and put it into the hole, and then use the pliers to push it on through to the opposite side. And here is that opposite side. In a moment you should see that wire coming through. It's been a little difficult this morning. I'll just take my time. It will come through eventually. There we go. I'm just using the pliers to push it through a 1/4 inch, ½ inch at a time. And there it is. So pull that till it's about halfway through on each end. That should do the job. Now we're going to do the stitching part of this. We're going to twist this wire. I'm going to grab one end with this pair of pliers and the other end with this pair of pliers and pull them towards one another and keep them apart as I twist. Until I do about 4 or 5 rotations around each other. And then I'll trim that off. And push it back over so I don't walk into the edge of that and cut myself. Push it into the juncture between those two pieces. And now we're going to go back inside the boat. And look at that same stitch, and you'll see that that stitch is a little bit bowed. And we want that to be as flat as possible, so you can either use your pliers to pull it down, or you can use a screwdriver to press it so that it's against the edge of the boat, so that when you put your fiberglass tape over it, it doesn't bulge.